Chapter 3 of Vairagya Shatakam by Bhartrhari, translated by Swami Madhavananda. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Uday Sagar. Condemnation of the poverty of a supplicant attitude. Dina Dina Mukaih Sadaiva Shishukaira Krishna Jirnambara Kroshadvihi Kshuditair Niranna Vidura Drushyana Chedgehini Yancha Bhayena Gadgadagala Trutyadvilinaksharam Ko Dehiti Vadetsvadagda Jatarasyardhe Manasvi Puman. 21. If one had an occasion to see one's wife suffering without food, and sore aggrieved at the constant sight of hungry crying children with piteous looks pulling at her worn-out clothes, what self-respecting man would, for the mere sake of his own petty stomach, utter, "Give me," that is, become a supplicant for favor in a voice faltering and sticking at the throat for fear of his prayer being refused? Abhimata mahamana grandhi prabheda patiyasi Gurutara guna gramambhoja sfutojvala chandrika Vipula vilasallajjavalli vidana kutarika Jhatara pitari dushpureyam karoti vidambanam. 22. The pit of our stomach, so hard to fill, is the root indeed of no small undoing. It is ingenious in serving the vital knots, as it were, of our fond self-respect. It is like the bright moonlight shining on the lotus, that species which blooms only in the sun, of highly estimable virtues. It is the hatchet that hews down the luxuriant creepers of our great modesty. Punye grame vane va mahati hitapattachanna pali kapali madaya nyaya garbha dvijahuta huta bhukthuma dhumropakante dvaram dvaram pravishto varamudaradari Puranaya kshudarto mani pranaih sanado na punaranudinam tulya kulyeshu dinaha. 23. For the sake of filling the cavity of the stomach when hungry, a man of self-respect would wander from door to door with an earthen begging bowl in hand, having its edge covered with white cloth, away in extensive woodlands or holy places, the outskirts of which are grey all over with the smoke of sacrificial fires tended by Brahmanas versed in ritualistic niceties, and thus preserve the pranas rather than live like a beggar from day to day among those who are socially equals. It should be remembered that living on alms for a man of true renunciation is held in high esteem in India, for no social merit can be higher than giving up the world for the sake of the national ideal of spirituality. Woodlands where recluses live, covered, etc. This seems to have been the custom to prevent the food from being seen by passers-by. Ganga taranga himashikara shitalani vidyadaradyushita charushilatalani sthanani kim himavataha pralayam gatani yatsavamana parapindarata manushyaha. 24. Ah, is it that those Himalayan solitudes, cooled by the spray of minute bits of Ganga's waves, and abounding in beautiful rocky flats, such as are the haunts of the Vidyadharas, are all engulfed in destruction, that men in disgrace hang on others for their maintenance? Kana and Shikar have much the same sense. For Kan some read him, meaning cold. The Vidyadharas are unearthly beings with superhuman skills in arts, especially music. Kim kandaha kandarebhyaha pralayamupagata nirghara va giribhyaha pradvasta va tarubhyaha sarasafalabhruto valkalinyascha shakaha vikshante yanmukhani prasabhamapagata prashrayanam kalanam dukkhapta swalpavittasmaya Pavanavashanartita Bhrulatani. 25. Or is it that herbs and roots have all disappeared from caves and streams, have gone away from hillsides? Or that branches of trees bearing luscious fruits and yielding barks are all destroyed? That the faces of wretches, perfectly devoid of good breeding, are found to have their eyebrows dancing like creepers in the wind, of an arrogance which their scanty earning eked out with hardships engenders in them. Punyair-moola-phalai-sthada pranayinim vrittim kurushvadhuna bhushayyam navapallavairakrupanairuttishta yavo vanam kshudrana-maviveka-mooda manasam yatreshwaranam sada vittavyadi vikara-vihwalagiram namapi na shruyate. 26. Therefore, now accepting fruits and roots ordained as sacred for the most enjoyable means of maintenance, and so also the earth laid on with verdant leafy twigs for your bed. Oh, rise, let us repair to the forest, where even the name is not heard of the ignoble rich, whose minds are stultified by indiscretion, and whose speech is constantly delirious with the maladies of wealth. Phalam swecha labhyam prativanamakedam kshatiruham payah stane stane shishira maduram punyasaritam mrudusparsha shayya sulalita lata pallavamayi ahante santapam tadapi dhaninam dvari krupanah. 27. Though fruits from trees are easily obtainable at will in every forest, though there is cool refreshing drink in holy streams at various places, and soft bed made of tender twigs and creepers, still, alas, men agreed with lucre undergo sorrows at the doors of the rich. Ye vartante dhanapati puraha prardhano dukkha bhajo ye chalpatvam dadati vishayakshepa paryapta buddheh teshamantah sfurita hasitam vasaranam smareyam dhyanachede shikiri kuhara grama shayya nishannaha. 28. Reposing on a bed of stone with a mountain cave during intervals of meditation, well may I recollect with an inward smile the days of those afflicted through their perissions before the rich, or of those grown mean through their minds being content with seeking enjoyments. If this verse is read differently with vardante for vartante and vasaranam for vasarani, the idea becomes, in the words of Mr. Telang, the suppliant of the rich thinks the days too long as he has to suffer the trouble of constant entreaties, often unsuccessful. The person engaged in the pursuit of worldly objects thinks time too short. Is never enough of it to compass all his numerous ends. On the other hand, the philosopher laughs at both for their delusions. In the case ye in lines 1 and 2 refer to days, and for paryapta in line 2 we have to read paryasta too. Ye santosha nirantara pramudita stesham na bhinna mudo ye tvanye dhanalubdha sankuladiya stesham na trushna hata iddham kasya krute krutaha savidina tadrukpadam sampadam svatmanyeva samapta hema mahima merurna merochate. 29. The felicity of those whom contentment unceasingly makes happy is not interrupted, while cravings of those of greedy and confounded minds are never quenched. Such being the case, for whom did the Creator create the Meru, representing inconceivable wealth, but confining to itself the glorious potency of its gold? I would not covet it. Kasya krute krutaha, etc. The idea is that Meru, the fabled mountain of gold, serves no useful purpose to anybody, and so I would not go in for it. Name rochate, because those that are contented feel quite happy without possessing it, and those that hanker after wealth never feel satisfied, howsoever big might be their acquisitions. Svatmanyeva samapta hema mahima. Its gold serves only to glorify itself, but not to satisfy the greedy. Bhikshahara madainyam apratisukam bhitichidam sarvato durmatsarya madhabhimana madanam dukkhauga vidvamsanam sarvatranvaha maprayatna sulabham sadhu priyam pavanam shambhoh satramavarya makshayanidim shamsanti yogishwarah. 30. The great yogis describe food which begging brings as follows. It does not humiliate. White verse number 23. It is an independent pleasure, that is, not dependent on the pleasure of earning money fulfilling social duty, etc. It is, in all respects, free from any anxious fear that is about one's expenditure, food stores, etc. It destroys wicked pride, egotism, and impatience. It eradicates the manifold evils of worldly existence. It is easily available anywhere, any day, without efforts. It is the beloved of the holy men. It is a purification by itself. It is like the inexhaustible feeding house of Shiva, access to which none can prevent. End of chapter 3. Condemnation of the poverty of supplicant attitude. Recording by Uday Sagar.